Greetings everyone, this is the Hipster Snek, and today we're going to be playing the demo of Etched Memories. And it's kind of a macabre... Oh, good, it warns me this time about the copyrighted music. That was kind of an issue I had and a couple others. Nope, get rid of that. And turn it down a little bit. There we go. All I know is that this is a game about a cat, and yeah, that's basically all I have to go on. So I'm just going to dive on in head first and see what happens. I love how my cursor is a mangled rat. That adds a little je ne sais quoi. Is there supposed to be sound? I only turned it down 50%. I think I... Whoa! Suddenly cat. Big cat and small cat. Oh. Alright, suddenly we have noise. Okay. Whose perspective am I seeing this from? Am I the big cat or am I the small cat? Alright. I'm not actually doing anything yet. This is all cutscene, so... I was half expecting something to be up there, given the point of view cam we're using here. Yeah, like I was saying in my catnap video, the better part of the cat population, at least in the United States, is feral. So, do us all a favor and spay and neuter your cats. It's really the very least a respectable pet owner should be doing. Little bit of a strange place for a loading transition, but okay. Switch perspectives. I can go from first person to a third person view. Cool. Looks like it's mouse lost. Mama cat said to stay near the water if I got lost. Shift to run. It's more like shift to trot, since my basic speed is about the speed that my cat goes when she wants to be fed. Tab. Let's tab deal. Find a bag to store clues. Alright. And do a little hop. Oh, hey, a bag to store clues. What are the odds? Left click to grab. I have to be, yeah, I have to be a little closer than that. You know, I had a cat once who got her head stuck through a bag just like this, and she decided that the best way to get it off was to run full speed through the kitchen and the dining room and the living room over and over again. And eventually she got herself dislodged, albeit I don't know how. Biscotti Kittenton. Is that my name? That's a pretty regal name. Journal, memories, map, skills. I have no skills. Most people who watch my Let's Play say that at least. I don't seem to have a stamina bar, so I think I can just move at my trot however I like. What is beeping? That's beeping. What is that? This is probably like a landmine or something, isn't it? That's weird. If I hold back and hold S and D, the cat like shuffles forward. It's like a collar or something. What? I'm picking it up in my paw. Unlocked. Yeah, it is some kind of collar. Used to wear this when I was a kitten. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's weird. The mouse isn't synced up to where my paw is. Okay, that's fine, I guess. I don't know. Back. I like to... I prefer third-person view in general, because if there's any platforming, I like to see where my feet are. I mean, I got through Half-Life just fine, but I didn't like not being able to see my feet when I'm trying to jump, you know? So it seems like the basic flow is supposed to stay near the river, and it looks like there's other areas to explore, but seeing as how the game is very strictly instructing me to stay by the river, it seems like that would be the smart thing to do, or at least the most expedient thing to do. Who's, like, doing tribal chant singing in my ear? If I just hold shift, he stands up on his hind legs. Whoa! That's a big fish. Probably one of many ways the game tries to actively discourage you from trying to swim your way to success. As I understand it, most cats are fairly adept at swimming if they've grown up near water. Though most of them don't seem to appreciate it, being wet and all. They certainly have kind of a mood going on, but I don't know, maybe this is me, but I find thunderstorms kind of, like, relaxing. So, I guess it's supposed to be really tense and stuff, but I'm actually like, oh, this is nice. And this said, stay near the water if I get lost. Yeah, I'm trying to go around the big old hill. I know cats are dumb and will try to jump straight down, but, I mean, you gotta give me a certain threshold here, you know? Yeah, and this is a thing, going back to what I was saying earlier. Feral cats have no help. And getting them help is hard, because they're not domesticated to interact with humans. So, a feral cat who gets sick or injured is pretty much just at the mercy of nature and the great meat grinder of life. And, like, don't be the person who facilitates that kind of thing to happen to these animals, okay? Spay and neuter your pets. Okay. Oops, that window is not open. I thought it was, but it is not. A cat can't use a paddle boat, so that's out of the question. Wait, what is that? Can I pick that up? Oh, I can interact with it. That's interesting. But I'm not sure I want to after seeing, you know, the great white shark chilling out here. Anyway, I haven't gotten inside this house yet, so that's priority one. Familiar smell is coming from inside the cabin. Whoa! I thought you meant space to continue the text, not to space to barrel roll through the window. Alright, we're just not... I'm a cat, right? I don't care. It's not my property that's being damaged. That definitely would have alerted someone if anyone was home. That looks like Mama Cat. Yeah. Meow. Oh, I flick it and I walk into it. The house is built on the water? That seems very unsafe. There's like kennels of some kind. It's hard to see the world around me. Is it easier in first person? It's so weird that I see like the back of my eyes. It kind of is easier in first person. The third person view needs a little work. Alright, what's this say? Need your advice on something. Dr. Longstan and Dr. Maxwell. I have an ethical dilemma regarding my current project and I was hoping for your advice. We intend to create a superior feline immunodeficiency virus vaccine, but have accidentally created an entirely new strain of FIV in the process. Well, good job. You were told to focus research on it instead, and none of the other scientists seem to care about where things may lead. I'm glad you're concerned. This sounds serious. Your goal is to suppress FIV, not spread it. If you allow FIV to mutate in the different strains, it'll be that much harder to contain. It's important that you shift your research back to improving the vaccine to get rid of the mutated FIV while you still can. Please keep me updated. Sorry for the late response. Late response? Yeah, it's about 10 days later. The situation is hectic. I know you're right, but we've already seen incredible breakthroughs that's seemingly impossible before. One cat's myocardial stroke volume doubled. Another can survive with a fraction of the oxygen. I see the danger that this virus has the potential to change many lives. I don't know if I can justify terminating it. Please consider a fail-safe in the case your experiment gets out of hand. You can imagine how disastrous things can get. Well, I mean, I'm a cat. I guess I can't really use the keyboard particularly well. If cats could read, you know, I think this one would be very alarmed. Boink. You know, it's weird. Come on. Can I just go around? Why can I not... Why is there invisible... What? Why? Because I grazed it? Can I just, like, shatter glass? Is that my superpower? Is like... oh, gosh, this is reminding me of a Double Cross, that, tabletop game Taku told me about. Alright, cat-like reflexes, don't fail me now. Oh, that's not good. I didn't see the blood till I was already walking across it. What the... Shadow Cat? Is my mom an X-Man now? Like... Did it just die? Maybe it had a heart attack. Can't rule that sort of thing out. Nature is cruel and random. Or my mom really is that shadow cat and she literally did that to try to feed me. If you think about it that way, it's not scary at all. What the? Oh, I'm in a cutscene again. Transition between gameplay and cutscene can be a little less than subtle at times. Something gonna try to sneak up on me? I mean, the upside is I found shelter. I'm in a dry place. This would not be a bad place to stop. In terms of, like, waiting for the storm to be over. Oh, having a flashback to Mommy Cat. who might or might not be Shadowcat now. Like, do I have superpowers? Like, legit, because I don't know of any cat who's strong or fast enough to punch through a plate of glass. Now, the glass might have already been compromised. The building doesn't look like it's in great shape. And also, it's apparently built over the water, which probably isn't helping its case any. Yeah, see, he swims just fine. Biscuit, getting water in your ears can give you an ear infection. Would cats know that intrinsically? Oh, so I'm just gonna do it anyway. Great. What the? Space. Hold the space button to dive? The buoy physics there are a little strange. Meow. Biscuit can now dive. Hope Mama Cat is safe. Biscuit, this raises more than a small number of questions. My good kitten. The bird's gone. Like, this is actually a good shelter. Like, if a cat was smart, and it doesn't seem like he is, he would just wait here. It's a padlock. Apparently, I'm not so smart as to be able to know what that's all about. Ooh. I get... From first person, like, that jump is, really, really, really high. But I guess it's a matter of perspective, right? Nice work on the sound engineering. Like, it actually sounds like it's hitting a roof when I'm under it, and then, like, it sounds like it's more open when I'm outside again. That rocking chair is still going at it. Heh. Actually, I had a cat when I was a kid, and we had this back porch swing, and he was smart enough to figure out how to make it work. He would actually jump at it with great speed behind his movement. Don't fall. Can I get a witness? I'm in another cutscene. Hello? Did I die? But if I did, why? Operate the boat. I can't move. If I died, I need some feedback, game. Oh. Tasty biscuit. That's macabre. Okay, yeah, but why? Okay, I'm sorry. When I first walked across, we entered this cutscene moment. And he was obviously taking his sweet time getting across. Well, then, all of a sudden, I try exactly the same thing, but I get punished for it. Now, this could be a moment of teaching the player, hey, you know, dying, you're okay to make mistakes, because, you know, if you die, it's not that big a deal. What? I wasn't over the water! I wasn't over the water! I was on solid ground, trying to go around. Why is there just one big kill plane? And I think your camera glitches out whenever this happens, because this is the upstairs. That was that padlock I was just looking at, which I couldn't interact with. So if you're trying to tell me, hey, this padlock's important, making it interactable might be the first step. And, am I gonna get to respawn? And I appreciate the gory discretion shot, but it's like... What? Why did glass just break? I mean, I started holding W again, but like... Okay, there's definitely some issues upon any kind of game over scenario. The game just doesn't seem capable of handling it? I don't know what's happening here. Can I... What? I'm just back here again? Why? What is happening? Did I clip into a wall? What is with that model? I get I'm supposed to be horrified. And if I click on it, it replays the animation. An animation that makes no sense because there's no way that the shark monster could have gotten to me. Okay, then how do I respawn? F2? That's kind of old school, I guess. Oh, come on. Load game? I don't have a save game, so that's out. Alright. Everything goes all weird. Okay, I was able to respawn once. Why can't I do it now? And more importantly, how did I die? If you're going to make this whole thing a kill plane, you need to make it a bit more obvious, because you're otherwise feeding the player inconsistent information. Starting to... What the... Why is the environment still interactable? But you've triggered a death sequence, so... Why doesn't it resolve? I don't even know how to read that health meter anymore, because, like, I thought maybe... Oh, it actually, like, it went on even longer, but it wouldn't let me scroll on the computer. I don't know, does it turn it? Please consider a failsafe in case your experiment gets out of hand. You can imagine how disastrous things can get if the mutated FIV becomes cross-species. Not all mammals share the same immune system. Something that is capable of these significant adaptations and felines can cause grave harm to humans. I should have listened to you, Dr. Maxwell. Another 10 days later. Things are getting out of control. The cell's surface receptors mutated in the virus, which are now calling XIV. X immunodeficiency virus is able to affect non-feline species. 3 employees have contracted the virus and have died from hemorrhaging caused by extreme endothelial cell activation. The virus has a shell composed of glycosidic bonds that is broken down in most species and potentiates the virus. However, the feline's inability to perform glucuronidation slows the virus's activity to a manageable level. Can I scroll? Just scrolling with the scroll button would just be great. Okay, I guess I have to use this low-res JPEG image then. Maybe our only hope for a vaccine of this virus we can regain control of the lab. Alert my team and have them prepare our equipment immediately. Please send a sample of XIV for us to work with. If only 3 employees have been infected, I assume XIV isn't spreading from the specimen's saliva via bites. As sad as this is, the immediate death of those employees is very helpful as they won't be able to spread it. Only felines will spread it if your assumption about glucuronidation is correct. Also, 20 of your specimens that were exposed to XIV seem unaffected. It's a long shot, but their DNA could help develop a vaccine. I'll prepare a sample to send to you. It may take time given the current situation. I'll let you know once it's sent. There indeed have been a couple of cats with no response. I'll see if that they're kept safe. That's just disconcerting. XIV seems more mutagenic than I thought. Let me know once you sent the sample. Those cats may be integral for fixing this mess. This isn't your work email, right? I'm sure you know that can be monitored. Email not sent. The account has been terminated. Legal action taken against any party associated with Dr. Lungston and his misuse of company property. Well, at least now I got the full context for that conversation. For some reason, like, it looks like the cat's actual hitbox is where my camera is, but then the animation is playing over there. And I can do everything else. I don't want to go back to the beginning. Alright, so bug report. Cat won't stop dying. Cause, your entire kill plane extends into places that make no sense. See, my thought was, oh, well, obviously the shark got me because I was standing in the blood. I was literally standing on, like, a 4x4, so of course he had easy access to me. That was me being an idiot. But then the second time, not even the first time, the second time this happens, I was like, oh, well, let's go over this box, or I can even maybe just go out the window, and that would be fine too. And instead, I can still jump in this farm. That's something. Maybe I can just, like, become a ghost cat like my mom and just leave. Or not. Yeah, I'm gonna call that end of demo. You have an interesting idea. I'm getting kind of like Umbrella Corp vibes with the whole email exchange. And the fact that you're actually trying to bring real science in to try to better explain what's causing this and why things are weird. I think you have a generally solid sci-fi kind of start. Now, I'm going to say a couple things, and I hope that you don't take this as me nitpicking or being overly critical, because that's not my intention. For starters, the cat is very slow. From first person, it looks like I'm moving really fast, but when you move the camera out, it's very obvious that I'm not. So maybe having the option of being a little more spry would be appreciated and welcomed. Next, I'm getting some conflicting information. You show me the shark in the water. Ergo, the first thing the player's going to think is, oh, well, obviously it's an aquatic monster. I better not go into the river. So I avoid the river and stay on the shore, which obviously the shark can't get me on the shore. Well, then this entire house is built over the river. Like, where's the foundation for this thing? This thing should have sloughed off into the river, like, ages ago. And this is so decrepit and run down. Like, either something happened here, or it's ancient. And I'd believe either. Because even though we have a date on that email and that laptop is still working, that's not necessarily indicative of a time frame. Second off, it also makes no sense that the laptop is actually functional. If anything, this should have been, like, written letters. And I get you're trying to cram a lot of information into a very small space, because this was supposed to be, like, our first exposition dump. But problem is, it doesn't work, because it makes no sense. This place clearly has no power. Nothing else here would require power apart from the laptop. And yet the laptop is the only thing that seems to be functioning properly. The floor is given out, which tells me that either the shark has been attacking and is somehow smart enough to know that it can punch through wood and get a meal for it, or that for some reason this building has power and just arbitrarily there's no light fixtures, there's no ceiling fans, there's no lamps, there's nothing. You got to remember, a world the player moves around into should feel as authentic as possible, to the point of this building should feel lived in, because there was clearly someone living here, and these look like kennel things that obviously would have housed test cats. And, like, again, maybe... Wow, that camera just does not like me trying to move around. And again, mechanically, you're telling your character, you're telling your players, hey, keep the cat away from the river. The river is bad. But then you're telling them that their next objective is to go on the boat. Unless there's some reason that I can't stay on land, there's literally no incentive to do so. So you should probably design the level, maybe like have some hills or something that you can't surmount, being next to the cabin. It's frustrating because that conflicting information is like, that's the reason I went upstairs. Like, the only reason I went upstairs is because, oh, I might get more information, because obviously that laptop helped me. And now if I go upstairs, I'll find even more, because this place should be, like, lived in. I saw the padlock and couldn't do anything with it, so I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe there's information I don't have, or information I can't put into use yet. And then doing the same thing, going back across that beam, kills me, and now I'm stuck doing this. I'm even closer to it now. Wonderful. There's a lot of bugs, and the game really could stand a bit more polish. The cat moves in a very stiff and strange way. It doesn't really move the way a cat does. Cats are very lithe, agile creatures. And their movement should reflect that, much like a human should move around at the way that's logical for a person to move around in. You have the good foundation for something here, but this is going to require quite a bit of polish to get this to the state where I think you want it to be. But yeah, bug report, dying ends my run of the demo. And honestly, it's not enough to make me want to start over and try again. I already spent like 10 minutes in an intro that's entirely too long, by the way. You can cut that intro down to like maybe 2 minutes long to explain that I'm a kitten who's lost my mom. Then you can more slowly and subtly drip feed information about XIV as I'm moving around and exploring these locations. Just info dumping me with that conversation between, was it Maxwell and Langston? Yeah, Dr. Maxwell and Dr. Langston. Like, this is 8 consecutive emails running over the course of a month to just info dump everything the player could conceivably need to know about the backstory. Don't do this. Like, start with, like, the first 2 emails. Like, the first time, like, have them even be letters. Like, have them be letters, or you can even keep it the email. Let's make the environment make more sense for it. I have this ethical dilemma about my project. What do you think? He's like, okay, this sounds serious. Now, you should get rid of it. But keep me updated on what happens. Okay, that sets up, okay, there's this idea. We have this idea now. Next set, we find the next 2. Sorry for the late response. Things went crazy. Here's why. Well, this is what I think. This would cause grave harm. Take this seriously. Next major event, continue the email. I should have listened to you. This is XIV. This is what's going on. But in the entire time, you could be introducing more and more of these supernatural elements, like that cat ghost that was stalking me, or my ability to punch through glass, like I'm the cat version of Saitama. Or I guess I'm not, because that shark just ended me. Have the story drip-fed to the player, and you can have the entire intro sequence of the mom cat going missing play out in about 2 minutes. The intro is entirely too long, and will actually disincentivize people from trying to play again in the event they run into situations like I have. Those are my thoughts, and again, like I always say when I have harsh criticisms, I'm not bagging on you or your game, if the game dev is watching. I think you have a good idea. And I'm really curious because I'm a sci-fi junkie, so of course I'm like, oh, okay, this is really interesting. Where are we going with this? Just slow down on how you handle the story. Speed up the way you handle the mechanics. Like I said, I'm not going through that again, because honestly, when it comes to a demo, you really only get one shot to make a first impression, and this was kind of a bad one. But you can turn this around. And I think if you just refine what you already have, it's going to be good. And when the full version comes out, I'd be curious to try it again and give my thoughts on that as well. So again, don't take this as a personal attack. I just want this game to be good, because no one wins when a game ends up dying mid-course. Okay, because that's not my intention. So, this is the Hipster Snek. This has been a mess. I actually forgot the title, I'm sorry. But, yeah, no. I'm curious as to how this will develop. I remember the one Steam thing I read was that they're not going to update the demo. Well, I implore you, game dev, reconsider. Reconsider, because otherwise, take the demo off Steam. Because otherwise, you are going to hurt your chances. That's the bottom line. And I do hope that you don't take this as me bagging on you, because it's not. This is the Hipster Snek, and signing off for now.